I heard you guys. What it do? Your boy is back on the grind one more time. Your boy is back at it again, you guys. And I can't make this video terribly long. I actually try not to make them real long. My son is waking up. I was just about to film this video. You know how it goes. He wakes up and then I either don't do the video or I try to hurry up and rush it through, which is what I'm doing for you guys right now because I want to get you this video. So with all that being said, he's actually just waking up, so I'm gonna let him kind of do his thing and wake up here real quick. But I should have about a good 10-15 minutes of film time to get you this footage. So as you know, I got something new and I'm really excited about it, you guys. And I just think it's something different. It takes me back to the 90s and I love it, you guys. I love it. And I have a vision for it. It's not a build that I'm gonna go, I don't even want to call it a build. It's not a project you could say that I'm going to go super in depth with or anything like that. I got some plans and I'll share that with you on this video as well too. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do a drive along with you just yet. We'll take you on a ride along, just not this video, but it will be kind of call it a build because it's not really going to be a build that I'm going to like go in depth on the engine or anything like that. It's just really just kind of making it nice, upgrading some things and making it the way that I want to make it. So and it takes me back, you guys. I'm really excited because I'm really like an 80s 90s baby and I actually love everything 80s. I only listen to like 90s and 2000s music for the most part. I do listen to some of the new stuff, but you know, when you grow up in a certain time and an era, you kind of stick with that and that's all you really know, so to speak. And so that's what I jam to when I ride. So anyways, it takes me back and I'm really excited about this. It takes me back to actually my first car that I ever owned, which is on the same line and platform as this. But this one is, I would say a little bit nicer in a different way. So anyways, you guys, I'm not going to tuck your ear off, but it is from the 90s. And shoot, I'll just flip the camera around and just show you because like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time. All right, y'all, so I backed it out. I kept it kind of low just to kind of give you a hint of what it was, but then I also forgot that it says it on the side too. So if you guys caught that, then you already know what it is. If you know what the ground effects kit looks like on these vehicles, you probably know what it is, but it's a nice car, man. I really like it. It has, you know, some basic wear and tear and some nicks and bruises and things like that, but no major dents, dings or anything. I'd actually, man, do I see a dent? Oh, I do see a dent. Oh, there's one right there. Maybe I can get it popped out though. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and flip this camera around and show you guys. You guys ready? Ooh, I'm so excited, y'all. I'm gonna flip this camera around and show you guys what it is. You guys ready? You guys ready? All right, y'all, here we go. Without further ado, let's show it to you. Ooh-wee. You guys were not expecting this, were you? I know you guys weren't expecting this. So what this is right here is a 1992 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme convertible. Now, a little bit of the backstory behind this, and not to go too in depth, my first daily driven car was a 92 Grand Prix. I really love that car. I had that all through college up until, you know, maybe my mid-20s. Drove that thing everywhere. I live on the West Coast. I drove it all the way up and down the West Coast from Cali to Oregon to Washington. I took that thing also to I lived in Wichita, Kansas. I drove at a lot of different places, and that thing drove great. I believe these vehicles are the W bodies, if I'm not mistaken, and I think that is a unibody, if I'm not mistaken, as well too. So they're on that platform. So the Grand Prix, this one, maybe even the Achieva. What's the other one? I forgot what the other one name is, but I think all those are under this line of W body. So I think this one might have came after the G body, if I'm not mistaken. So this is what replaced the G body platform. So anyways, you guys, this is kind of like, you know, Oldsmobile is kind of like the nicer version of the Pontiac line, and I really like it. It did have an international model, and I think they only made a few of those, but the only subtle differences is from year to year, they changed a few things. Like you could get them with a spoiler added onto it, and also the lights have a little lip that actually make the spoiler flush. I don't really know too much more. You guys might know more than me, but I know, I think in 95, I believe, they changed the dash pad, the center console, and some of the interior. I think after 92 or 93, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but they might have also offered it in 92, which I believe they did. They went leather, and then I think in 92 or 93 they started doing like the bucket seats in the back with the center console in the back too. But again, don't quote me on that. I don't know a whole lot about the specifics of these cars, but all in all, I knew about this car. And so what I was after with this vehicle is I wanted something like my first daily, but in a convertible. From my knowledge, this is one of the few that they made in a convertible. From what I understand too, this one is one of the few, and it wasn't common, that had a digital dash and cloth interior, which answers my own question. They didn't have a whole lot of cloth interiors on this particular year, make and model of this car. So I don't know if it was a special order thing. I don't know if, you know, if the original buyer wanted cloth. I prefer cloth. I don't really care for leather in these older vehicles. I don't mind leather, like, you know, in a newer car or something like that, but in these older vehicles, I don't know, man. That's just me, my preference. I like cloth. And there's no major rips, tears, or anything. The only thing that you can see any form of wear in is like kind of right there, and that's really it. Actually, the camera makes it look worse than what it is, but it's super nice, you guys. So get in the comments so far, let me know what you guys think. This thing is pretty damn straight. It has front and rear disc brakes. It has a 3.1 engine. I'll pop the hood right now. So 3.1 engine. They did come with, if I'm not mistaken, a 2.8, I think. I'm not sure, but I know they made a 2.8 in this particular platform, which is the 60-degree or transverse mounted engine where it's sideways. And they did make a 3.4, which is with the more higher performance one. Now, it's kind of all preference. Some people liked the 3.1 better, some people liked the 3.4 better. The 3.4 is the one where they had dual overhead cams. It was actually rated, from my research, at 280 horsepower, but it was tuned down to like 220 because they never built a transmission that could handle that much power, so they tuned them down. Now, the differences between these engines are a few. The main thing is this one has a timing chain, and the 3.4 has a timing belt. Now, I don't know why they did that, but the timing belt requires you to replace it per the maintenance and specs on the vehicle. You have to replace it every 30,000 miles because it is a belt. With the timing chain, you don't really have to worry about it. So, but the good thing is with this car is all the major services has been done. One thing with these vehicles is the intake manifold. I'm not sure if it's like the lower intake or the head gasket or something like that. It needs to be replaced because at some point early on it's going to go bad. Well, the good thing is this one has been done. Spark plugs have been changed, new wires, and a few other things as well too. All the major services have been done within the past like year or two, and a new transmission has been put in it within the last 2,000 miles as well. So this vehicle, maintenance wise should last me the life of me, besides maybe some small things. You know, I don't know how long I'm going to keep the vehicle. I really don't know. But you know, here car season is kind of seasonal, and you know, from maybe March, April on until kind of now is when we can drive, and then they go up for, you know, several months is our off season. So anyways, I really wanted the 3.4, but when I started researching all that, it made me kind of not want it, and I couldn't really remember what my Grand Prix was. I think it was this engine, if I'm not mistaken, the 3.1, because I don't recall the 3.4 the way that it looks. It just looks a little bit different but similar. I recall it looking more like this with this intake versus the other one. So anyways, let me know what you guys know about these engines here. I heard they're really good and they last forever as long as you keep them maintained, kind of just like anything else really. But from what I can remember, my Grand Prix ran solid, man. It ran solid. That took that thing everywhere, had good power, ran really nicely. I really liked that engine. But like I said, little nicks, little things, little signs of wear, not too terrible. I can always probably just get the hood repainted if there's not too many other chips or anything. But I mean, there's some. I don't know what I can really do about those. I know I can get a paint correction. My buddy that does paint correction said that he could do a paint correction in his car and get the paint looking a little bit better. You can add a spoiler to this, which is what I might get, but man, these parts are expensive for this year vehicle. A lot of people paint match these. They actually came paint matched from the factory on some vehicles, but some they didn't. But I am going to consider that. From my research, this kind of stuff fades over time, and I think you can buff this out and make it shine. For the most part, pretty damn clean. White top, that's what I thought was really interesting. A white top with dark interior. I thought that was really, really interesting. You kind of would see a white top with white interior or a lighter color interior, but I don't know. I don't mind it. At some point, I do think this is the original top. At some point, I probably will replace the top, and I would actually like to go a cloth top if I can. I just think that would look a little bit nicer on this vehicle. And it has these handles here on the pillar here, so that makes it kind of unique. Let me unlock this real quick. Opening up, you can see how clean it really is, besides, you know, the normal dirt from people kind of getting in and out. It just needs a good detailing. But yeah, no major rips, no tears, nothing, no stains. This thing is nice. Yes, sir. So a lot of people think, and I have to do more research on this, but a lot of people think that is a roll bar. So when the top is back, and I won't have time to lower the top today. I'll do that in another video as well. But when the top comes down, this actually stays here, so you can see that, which makes it look like a roll bar. If I can insert a picture, I will do that. So, but from what I heard in my research on these is these handles tend to break on some models. Obviously these are still intact here, but sometimes they do. So what I heard is, instead of leaving this pillar here and stopping and then having nothing to kind of reinforce it at all, they made it go all the way across, which makes it look like a roll bar. But what it did is it stiffened it up. Now I don't know if it had anything to do with the frame as well, and kind of not with the frame, but I don't know if it had anything to do with maybe making the body more structurally sound as well. But I know it had to do a lot with this and this handle and pulling on it, you know, as you open the door. So that's what I heard, but I'm not too sure about that. But from my understanding and from what I heard, that's why they made it go all the way across. And I don't know if they made it an actual roll bar or not. But getting inside here, I'm actually sitting in the car right now. You can see how absolutely clean it is. I thought this was interesting. They put like carpet material up here on the dash. Cassette deck. It has AC, and I think, you know, the old school cars had ashtrays. Man, I'm excited about this. What else here? Power driver seat, power windows, power door locks, power top. You unlatch them from here. This also has like an inner headliner, which I thought that was really cool. It makes it look a little bit more nice and plush in here versus just showing all the mechanical of the top and just the top itself. It actually has a headliner, so I thought that was really cool. I'll show you the dash here real quick. So this is one unique thing about this car is it came with this digital dash, and I guess this was very uncommon for this year. But yeah, you have all your idiot lights and indicators on this side. They all shut off when the car turns on. That's weird. I don't know why I did that, but maybe I just wasn't turning it forward enough. But yeah, runs good, purrs good. I think radio might work. Let's see. Yeah, radio works good. Yeah, y'all. So get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this 90s car. I am digging it. I am loving it. Man. Oh, that's the boot. So the boot covers the top when it's all the way down. You got your dome lights. You got your dome lights right there. Plenty of room in the back. Yes, sir. All right, you guys, so I'm holding you kind of at an awkward position to get you out the sun, but I wanted to sit down and just talk to you real briefly here before I go inside. I do have to get inside now. But anyways, you guys, so get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this ride. I really like this car a lot, and I think as time goes on and the more I start to do stuff to it, I think it's gonna be pretty damn dope, honestly. And on my Instagram is getting tons of good feedback. A lot of people are sharing their stories on these cars and how these cars are popular in their area and during their time that they grew up and whatnot. So that's one thing I love about the car community and culture is someone always has a story about a car that they had or seen growing up and that they wanted. And that's just what I love, you guys. So, and for me, kind of the same thing. I had a similar car to this. I've always liked them. And so I wanted one, got one, and so here we are. So they're out there, you guys. The gems, the hidden gems are out there. This particular model was, and I forgot to mention this particular model was only driven about 3,000 miles a year. Within the past 25 years or more, it was only driven about 1,200 miles a year. And within the last year or two, very little at all. So it's actually been in a warehouse for like the past couple years. So I don't know how I find them, y'all, but I find them. All right, y'all, so I'm in the driver's seat now. Just want to talk to you real quick to let you know kind of like my plans on what I'm going to do with this vehicle. And then I'm going to drive it in, kind of let you guys see how the dash is and all that. Then I'm going to go ahead and get inside and get to my little one. But my plans for this vehicle is to keep it completely 90s, like completely 90s. Like, and what I mean by that is like I'm going to use a radio from the 90s, like an Alpine deck. I've already been researching. So anyways, I'm thinking about an Alpine or a Kenwood deck with the equalizer and all that. So like that, like not retro, not remade, but like stuff from the 90s. That was built in the 90s, that's still out there that people are selling. So that is my thoughts on that. So I'm talking like amps, maybe even like a CD changer, like that kind of thing. Keep this thing 90s. Wheels from the 90s. And I'm not talking about wheels that were actually built in the 90s, but you know, everything kind of comes and goes, and manufacturers keep continuing to make different styles, you know, for the trends and whatnot. So the particular rims that I'm thinking of are still popular today, but they were also popular back in the 80s and 90s and even well before that. So be on the lookout for that, and really just some small odds and ends and, you know, kind of minor upgrades, and then that's it. Back then things were simple, you guys. It's not like today where you have to have paint, you have to have an engine and all this and that. Back then, man, you just slap wheels on, a system, and you're good. Stick your son's Jordans in the rearview mirror like I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick my son's Jordans in the rearview mirror, call it good. That's the kind of stuff that I'm going after for this build. When times were easy, you could just get in, ride. And this is a vehicle that me, the wife, and my son can ride in and just ride, you guys. I don't have to worry about anything, you know, engine-wise, because it's not a high horsepower engine. It's not loud or anything like that. We can also park it and not worry about it. Man, super excited about this. So get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. I got to go ahead and get inside here, but first let me flip this camera around, give you a kind of like a cold start like I did at the beginning of the video. You guys can see the dash and everything light up, and then I'll drive you right in, and then we'll call this video. Make sure I'm all the way in. Roll up these windows. See those dome lights? That's pretty slick, y'all, huh? Man. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this. Oh, another thing that I was gonna do, see all these courtesy lights? You know, back in the days, they were yellow. I think they were like maybe incandescent bulbs. But what I'm gonna do, and this was also popular when I was driving and cruising back in the day in the 90s, is using, well, the popular thing was to put colored bulbs in your dome light. Not so much in the floor, but in the dome light. What I used to do for floor lights is I used to put those LED strips that you can get from, like, I don't know if Shucks was popular where you guys were at. I think now is O'Reilly's. I think O'Reilly's bought them all out, but I think O'Reilly's, it was like Shucks, Checkers, and I'm not sure if there was one more. But I think O'Reilly's bought them all out. So back then you could buy like LED strips, which you still can. And I used to just tape them because they had adhesive, and I used to just tape them under there and use them for that if I wanted color. But now people are just doing LED lights like everywhere, so, and they sell that kind of stuff on Amazon. So I was thinking maybe of doing red lights all inside and then up here as well. I think that'd be pretty slick. Or maybe put LEDs in here just so like if I wanted to be able to see, I could, but then put red ones down there. I don't know, get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Let me get inside and get this little one. But you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, y'all. Mr. Griffin 23 in the building. I'm super excited about this, you guys. And I know I say I'm super excited about all types of builds, but I am. I just love this car stuff, man. And this makes me happy. So anyway, stay tuned for this. It's going to be a nice one. I think it's going to be one that I'm really going to enjoy, and I think you guys will too, all right? So like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, y'all. Mr. Griffin 23 in the building. I'm out of here. Deuces. Peace out.